I mean, I was going all secondary.
It's very
but
close.
I think it's just a secondary day for me.
That's real. Some days are like that.
I don't really feel it.
Very fun game. I enjoyed my playthrough.
Listen, I have played a few hours of Three Houses, and I have played a few hours of Engage. I thought both of them were bad.
Engage is bad.
I've heard that game is actually just bad.
I don't know, try Awakening. It's bad, but in a charming way.
What is?
Awakening.
I wanted to play. Listen, I wanted to play Engage because it had Martha in it. That was all I cared about.
Reasonable.
Awakening has more
Additive, so like. Do you have a match or no?
Well, that's the only. That is Awakening is the only game that I am willing to try at this point. When it comes to
You're so
Fire Emblem.
right.
Do I have a game?
maybe Shadow Dragon?
That's the first one, right?
Yeah, you and
It's
pick a man.
Okay.
If
Yeah.
he's good to play.
Yo, pick a man.
Maybe. Isn't that absurdly rare?
Which one?
Shadow Dragon. Yes.
Is it rare?
Yeah, it's the remake.
Yeah, but is it rare?
I'd imagine it's extremely rare.
You could probably find a thing of it wrong with it.
As far as I know, it didn't sell over 1 million copies on the DS.
It did do pretty bad.
Like if your like first party game isn't selling over 1 million copies on the DS,
Which, I haven't played it, but it's because they didn't update the mechanics very much, right? Shadow Dragon?
I think they updated it a little bit. But like not everything.
Not everything. Not like,
They made it less obtuse.
I was going to say not like Echoes.
Yeah,
Or
it's not like
very-
Echoes is
Echoes
full
is...
reimagining of the all unsolved.
Echoes is my favorite Fire Emblem game.
I haven't played most of the series, but I know things about the series.
It was a very mid remake, very lazy remake. What? Shadow Dragon? I would guess. I would guess. What are you talking about? Echoes Above Awakening. That's what I'm saying. Echoes Above Awakening.
what?
Okay. What do you think about his ranking?
What?
Top 5 Fire Emblem games. He has not played
I
the
haven't played.
Tellius games.
Okay. I
Sacred
haven't played the
Stones.
Tellius games either, so.
Okay. Sacred Stones, Blazing Blade,
Blazing Blade.
Binding Blade, Awakening, Three Houses.
Sure.
Is it sure? I mean, it's very
Sure, I guess,
GBA.
yeah.
It's
Well,
very
'cause, yeah.
GBA purist.
Well, yeah, if you played the GBA games first, you'd like them more.
I guess so.
Sacred Stones is extremely easy, so it's fun. It's more possible to have fun with the game because you can do so many different things with it.
I did not.
Gilliam is usable.
So good,
Armor
man.
Knight's actually being
put
usable
Echoes,
is so rare in a
actually put Echoes above Sacred. Never mind. He put Echoes as his number 1.
Okay.
I actually played the 3DS ones first. Okay. I do not like Binding Blade, and I don't love Sacred Stones, but I do love Blazing Blade. So, you know, Blazing Blade is Fire Emblem in its purest form.
Listen, big dog. All right,
So
here's
you
my
keep-
problem with Fire Emblem. The tutorials are terrible. Like, just nothing makes
Dude,
sense.
That's such a I've played 3 hours of Fire Emblem thing to say.
What?
About the
They're
game.
not. The start of the game is the most important part.
No, it isn't.
Absolutely.
The end of the game is the most important part.
No.
Yes.
That's absurd.
How's that absurd?
To get new players into a series, the start needs to be
well,
new,
the-
but it
okay.
needs to be concise.
The problem is you have no
I
strategy.
have strategy.
The start of the game is the most important part for getting new players into a game.
Yeah.
But for the quality of a game, the ending is the most important.
Sure.
I've played wonderful games where the start sucked, but that isn't stuck in my head because the rest of the game was good.
I don't
I'm
know.
like-
It just keeps throwing so many stats at me, like, and so many numbers that, like, just don't mean anything.
Like that's reasonable, I think.
So many menus, you know? Like,
Fire Emblem is menus.
well, like, and then there's like, with Three Houses and whatever the new one is,
Engage.
Engage.
Yep.
It's just you've got this big ass open area that you have to walk around and find people, like,
Yeah, that doesn't happen in the older games.
No.
That started.
and
with
that
Three
makes it
Houses.
even worse.
That started with Three Houses.
Yep.
I don't know why they did that in Three Houses, but they started that.
It's 7 stats grow up. He started with 3 houses.
Well, actually, I started with Fates.
I actually
Oh,
don't
you
It
know
wasn't
did?
as big in Fates.
Sure.
Well, like with Engage, it was throwing like super forms at me within 5 minutes, and I was just like, "What is going on?" It throws super forms so quickly.
Which I mean,
Yeah, engage is not good.
Like, what is this? Okay, I can. Oh, great! I can fuse these characters with every other character in the game. How am I supposed to know what to do or
Yeah.
what is optimal now?
No, even
Like-
even for me,
There's a difference
amount of
between
stuff
having a
Engage
lot of
throw at you, I was not a fan
experimentation
of.
with what you can do and too much information and experimentation, so that the player gets confused
yes,
and stressed out and overwhelmed.
this is very reasonable. I don't think engage is a good one to start with at all.
I started with Fire Emblem or Three Houses. I was like,
Yeah,
it's just the only difference is that it just doesn't have a super form
that's
at
fair.
the start.
I don't know what the experience is like. I know other people who started with Three Houses and didn't mind it.
It's not that I hate these games. It's just, I don't get it. Like, well, like they all have the same setting, same kinds of characters. Every protagonist, for some reason, has blue hair. I don't know why.
Leaf doesn't have blue hair.
Who?
Leaf.
Who moment?
Who the hell is that?
Roy doesn't.
Roy,
that's true.
Elliowood, they both
Roy,
don't.
Roy is our boy.
Okay, now name another one besides Corrin, I guess.
Corin,
Yeah,
the
real.
My
Yeah.
units can
He is-
die if
he
you
is
don't
struggling.
give them blue hair.
Who'd you say?
The My units, just any unit that you make yourself.
Well, yes.
Like default Robin
That
does.
is Corin and Robin.
And Chris. Actually, Chris by default has blue hair. Never mind.
But yeah.
Alma and Celica don't have blue hair.
Oh,
Alma's like green hair.
true.
Alma's like greenish hair.
Alma's green hair. Celica has red hair.
I'm trying to think through all the names. I haven't played like half of them, so it's tough.
I do think those are the main ones: is Leaf and Roy.
Okay, so you guys have two characters that like
Almond
are,
Celica.
that don't have
And
blue
Almond
hair.
Celica. And Almond Celica.
Out of what, like 15 games?
Um,
Jesus Christ, guys.
Big Wah. They're different characters though.
The only thing,
Like they do have different personalities.
the only thing with Xenoblade is that they all have a red sword, except sometimes they don't.
So sometimes they don't. There's also only, what, 4 games, right?
3. One side game.
Gabe was participating in this conversation, but we were not looking at chat.
Does
He is
X
right.
not count, or?
Lynn has green hair. What'd you say?
Okay, Gabe, have you played Xenoblade?
Xenoblade mid Big Booba.
Big Booba? We want to talk about Big Booba. Do we really want to talk about Big Booba?
Dude, that is like the
Not with the
same.
Gyro Gear.
That is the same level of argument as every Fire Emblem character. Pro tag has blue hair though.
No. I'm not done.
Okay.
No. So when you're saying Big Booba, I know what game you're talking about, right? You're talking about Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
The second one.
And I know that is the only game you're talking about because you think that all of those games are the same, when in reality, listen to me, Gabe. Xenoblade 1 is a very tame game when it comes to fan service. It respects its female characters. Melia is never sexualized in any form. Fiora is hardly. The only one is Charla, who sometimes, like, she just has a somewhat revealing outfit, but not a single scene degrades her. Not a single one. There's no bath scene. There's no nothing. You can't even romance any of these people. Cringe. But we got Fire Emblem,
Yeah.
every single game.
Where
Got
you can
got
romance them.
which is cringe. I think that's
No,
so
it's not
lame.
cringe, It's splendid.
It's so
and
cringe.
you can pair them up with each other.
You can?
Yeah.
Oh god, I don't even want to know what your fandom is.
You,
That sounds nightmarish.
yeah,
Oh
one of the
god.
one of the big things with Fire Emblem is when units fight alongside each other, you unlock unique conversations between them.
Oh.
And then when units get enough of those conversations, a lot of the time, sometimes they'll fall in love with each other.
Yeah.
Yikes.
You mean yikes? It's cool, actually. It's very cool.
No, sir.
The main issue I have with it is that it takes usually around 3 conversations
It
to
can.
to have them get married with one another.
Okay.
It's a little weird.
But
I
I'll
know.
tell you
I know
what,
there's like other stuff
I-
you don't see, but come on.
Yeah, when I didn't focus on it though, it proceeds very slowly. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm an experienced Fire Emblem player, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna grind out these 2 characters' supports, so they're just together all the time. But when I'm just playing the game normally, they develop the supports much more gradually.
The thing I like about supports is that they give the game a little more depth because they give you bonuses to combat.
That's true. Also, you get little stat bonuses when units are close. Death Spade. Hello. Hello.
Ricky, you want to bring that iPad over here? I'll unlock it for you real quick.
True.
Doink.
Oh yeah, you should go to Zenith tomorrow.
I was planning on it, probably.
Should I add you bracket? Should I add you?
Question: How many Fire Emblem games final bosses aren't dragons? I need to know.
Gracia?
As I said, I've only
think-
played GBA on.
I think guided. Yeah, all the GBA ones are. I don't think guided. Alma and Celica.
Well, okay, so neither of the Tellius games.
Yeah, neither of the Tellius games. Or Alma and Celica, do they have a dragon? I don't know.
No.
That would be 5.
No, wait, I think it is.
Okay, 4.
Oh, quick fast. I got
It's not a problem. You can sit by me, Ricky.
on and game 1 you played Lucina.
I think
And the rest
depending
of
on the
your
route
little
you
bit
take, 3 houses.
Yeah, that was a dragon. Well,
Depending on the route you take, isn't Yellow Deer or whatever? Dragon?
but you don't really fight the dragon. You fight on the dragon.
Okay. You fight on the dragon in Awakening.
Oh, right. Awakening. Awakening, you fight on the dragon
Yeah, but
against
that's a dragon.
Against
That's a dragon.
but you fight against a person.
Yeah, that's the representation of the dragon. It's a dragon.
Bruh.
Yeah, I think 4.
Is to
4 games.
I mean, 3 houses, right?
I have no idea.
3 houses is not. It's not a dragon.
I know Silver Snow there is.
kind of this freaking out.
Silver Snow's final boss is a dragon. I think it depends on the route you take.
Most of them it isn't though.
Yeah, I don't know. But the other ones. I just know Silver Snow is. Maybe the other ones aren't.
So what was that, like 6 or 7?
That's like 5.
5? You said what? Thracia?
Including 3 houses. Yeah, Thracia isn't.
Both Tellius games, so that's
Both
3.
Tellius games. Maybe Almond Celica.
Almost Helica's 4.
And then 3 houses. That's it. I'm pretty sure. This is why I'm saying you should play Thracia. It's a good game.
I'll get to Thracia.
I'm pretty
Actually-
sure Crossblade won the last game, by the way.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
sure Crossblade did win the last game.
I'll get to Thracia because I'm
Genealogy.
betting they're gonna make a genealogy remake.
Yeah,
Okay, now
technically it is.
hang on. I need to see what Gabe was saying because I saw something.
Almond Celica is a dragon.
Okay.
Listen up,
Okay, so that's
Gabriel.
What'd you say?
You listen to me right now. At least
It's-
I have tried these games.
Yeah, I
You
was gonna
are
say
just
something.
saying you are basing the entire series off of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which is in some ways a Coomer game, but in other ways it is fantastic. It has fantastic music. The worlds are great. It is arguably the best looking game on the Switch. It looks fantastic. I'll murder you? I don't know. The combat is fantastic. All you are basing it on is Xenoblade 2 is Coomer game, so it's bad. Well, guess what? All of your games are Coomer games too.
That is not true. That is not true. Most Fire Emblem games are
How many of them have a bath scene?
not very many of them.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
Fire Emblem?
Yes.
Literally, the only one was Fates.
Fates. Fates was the Xenoblade 2 of Fire Emblem.
Yeah, that's like the best way to put it.
It's also not just not good games in general. Like they just were not fun games.
That series is not a Kimber-Bait series.
Yeah, in general.
Like Three Houses was very tame.
Yeah.
Yeah. Engage sort of is.
Engage, yeah.
Awakening had DLC that was, but the game itself was not.
That's very, very funny. I didn't play the DLC, so.
Thracia definitely was.
Bathhouse guys.
That game is
that's all I'm
depressing.
saying.
Thracia is just depressing. Like,
Thracia is for the Super Nintendo.
yeah.
There ain't gonna be much fan service in there.
Genealogy's not either.
Yeah.
First game isn't. Second game isn't.
Radiant Dawn and Path of Radiance are just gay.
Yeah, true.
True.
Listen, all I'm saying is with Gabe is try it. I have tried Fire Emblem and I didn't like
Played,
it.
Like 3 hours of like Gabe said, you played 3 hours of the worst one and 3 hours of the most different one.
I am asking a question. Have you played the games? That's all I'm asking.
Oh, really? Oh my goodness.
Because one of us has played these games, the other one hasn't. It's from what I'm imagining.
Spice that you just did with a passion.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I run this on stream first?
That's fine.
And then get over to you guys. Okay, no. What's up?
3-2 me. The first 4 games were Olimar, Aegis, and then the last one was Aegis. He won games 3 and 4. Aegis. The game 5 was Aegis Ditto.
Okay, do you want to play or do you need a break?
I'm okay. I can play.
Okay, last game was Aegis Ditto?
Yep.
So it was like,
No, I won game 1 and 2. He won game 3 and 4. And then
and then you dittoed him?
Yeah, and then I